Let's talk about 12th Earl, winner over a mile last time out in the lower class, taking a big jump into the higher class. Your form holds really good because Willy Wonka ran a very good race last week too. Who do you think are your main dangers, Talis?
Uh, I think Daulat Mai won very impressively last time, beating my filly Intense Belief, but he's definitely got more scope, and I have to beat him. And Pacey's horse Mysticism ran his first race of his life, finished a decent fourth. I think those two are my dangers. I have to beat them. I think I'm at a disadvantage compared to the two of them.
So let's start with Daulat Mai, who's running tomorrow for
Yeah.
the races.
So first race I've got Daulat Mai running. She won very convincingly last time, and she's upped in class definitely. But it's a no whip race, and again the same boy rides with his 5 kilos off. The horse there who can improve vastly is a horse called Mysticism, who was fourth, but the first run of her life, and obviously has to improve on that. And coming from a very strong stable, I'm scared of that horse actually. And there is one more horse which has old form attained. He's been working regularly and he's working well. He is also run in much higher class with horses like Mojito and all earlier. So and Vincent Van Gogh and Pune, and he's also coming back after a long time. And there is a horse called Justin who's running for the first time, tracking extremely well. So it will be very competitive race, and let's see how it goes.
Mysticism, who ran fourth in his only start last week. How much do you think he would have improved from then to now?
Well, I'm hoping he's improved because he's been a horse who's had a setback when he was young. He's had a tendon and I couldn't really train him much. And so I have to just race him, from race to race and gallop him on the grass as and when I can. And I think he will have come on a bit, but I can't really say because I can't work him on the track. But he's a very talented horse, and I think at some stage he will show his talent.
Mighty Wings, who's in the first race tomorrow.
Mighty Wings is running after almost a year. She had a very bad setback last year when she raced first time. So I think she may need this run.
So we've got Edmund running the first race. How's it working for Edmund right now?
It's in the first race. He's okay. He's a little slow horse. He's yet to perform. So just expecting him to run a fair race.
Gerard, you've got She's on Fire on the second race. So tell us something. How's she doing?
Aradhana, she didn't do too well in Pune. She ran 1/4 in Pune in the Independence Trophy. Then after that, the next time when I fancied her, she ran a poor race. I was a bit disappointed. Then she had some issues, so we let her be. She came to Bombay. I've given her one start early part of the season. It was 6 furlong. There was an age group, so we took our chances there. But she found the 1200, I think, a bit too sharp for her. After that, I've given her time. She's come on really, really well. She's looking much, much better. She's in fact looking what she looked last Bombay when she won her 2 races. The mile is definitely going to suit her. She's worked 3, 4 jumps from the gates and she's done very, very well. In fact, every gate jump she's done, she's improved. I'm only a little worried because she's drawn 12, and last year when she ran and she was drawn to, on the outside, she tried to, misbehave and jump from the gates and try to turn at the 7 furlong. That's my only little worry. But if she, which I hopefully think she won't do, if she jumps and she's with the field, she'll be right there in the 1-2. Yes, the horse I think there is Mysterious Girl. It's, I think, between the two of us. And I don't think my filly should go out of the place, out of 1, 2, 3.
So we've got Tasman running in the second race tomorrow. How do you think he's going to perform? And of course, the dangers that you think in this field for him.
Yeah, he's been consistent in his age group. He's run a couple of races, but those were 6-year-old and over. And now he's running with 4 years old. So he's got a. I think he'll run a nice race. He should probably be on the board. But it's difficult because there are a couple of better horses. There is a 4-year-old Mysterious Girl. Then there's She's on Fire, who's also very consistent, and couple of the President and Tufan. These few horses are the main contenders, but I hope he comes out and runs a nice race.
Mysterious girl. She's talented but very temperamental. Her last run was good. She can pull it off.
The president runs the second race. He ran after a whole year with Vishal Bunde the last time. He clipped the horse in front and nearly stumbled. He finished very close with the field. He finished last, but he finished close with the field. I've got Trevor sitting on him. He's got a bit of class, but he's had a few of his issues. He'll run a decent race. I think She's on Fire of Niraj is the horse to beat with Charming Star of Narendra Lagad and Tufan of Faisal Abbas.
I have two runners in the second race or a mile. It's A class race. I have Right to Privacy to be ridden by Neeraj Rawal, and I have a horse called Caprilla to be ridden by Munde. This filly, right to Privacy, has had a lot of issues. She didn't race for 22 months. She's had a start here, but that is not sufficient enough to bring her up to the mark. So she'll need to start. Caprilla, I hope he does something before we sell him.
In the second race, I've got Charming Star and Royal Castle. Charming Star goes to C.S. Jodha and Royal Castle goes to Prashant Debe. Charming Star, I expect him to run a very good race. He's run little patchily last time. That run should have helped him come up because it was after a long break. I think he could take on horses over here and do well.
You've got Tufan running in the second race. What do you have to say about Tufan's performance till now?
Tufan has run an average third last time out. I just pray that he improves from there. And I hope for the best. He's not been very consistent so far. So, hoping that he improves from here with an additional 200 meters to race.
Okay, let's talk about Hooves of Thunder. Winner last time out in Bombay over a mile, but he's not done much in Pune. You have Sandesh on him tomorrow, and you also have Beyond Measure, your other horse. How do you think you'll go?
Both should run a good race. I think both stays well. Sandesh is decided to take on Hoops of Thunder. He runs with a good chance. It's a very open field. The horse to look is the Kickiness, who's worked very well. And we keep our fingers crossed and hope for the best.
Let's talk about Beyond Measure. You've also had very, very high hopes on this horse. You gelded him before his last run in Pune. You ran a decent fourth behind Murwara Princess, and you haven't had a start in Bombay yet, and you're going over a mile and a half. What do you think of his chances?
I always believed he's a staying type of a horse, and I have big hopes on him. Though we gelded him in Pune, and he's running after a slight setback at this race, but he has a lot of ability. If he produce, he's the horse to look for.
I have a filly called Kakinesh. I'm very hopeful of this filly. She's on the second with me in Pune and ran a third here. I think she's a stayer. I think this set she should score, God willing.
Runner is Chat. She's running mile and a half for the first time in her career. But I think she has a decent chance of doing it.
In the fourth race, I have a horse. I have three horses, three missiles to hit Portofino Bay. Okay, I have one horse called Dream Alliance to be ridden by C.S. Jodha. I have a horse called Endurance to be ridden by Umesh, and I have a filly called horse called Opus Day to be ridden by Trevor. So three missiles to hit Portofino Bay. So let's hope we all have to beat him. Let's hope one of us beats him.
You've got AZRINAZ running for the races tomorrow. Tell us something. How's it going?
Well, she's a lovely baby who's quite forward. She's worked well, she's feeling well, and I think she'll be right up there. The only thing going against her is a lack of run. There's one horse called Portofino Bay who's had a run. But I think she's a better class horse. And let's see. First time runners always exciting, and I hope it's Merry Christmas for us.
Okay, and anyone to look out for in this field for you, for AZRINAZ?
Portofino Bay, because he's already had a race and he knows what racing is. And for her, she's coming to the paddock for the first time, running in a race for the first time, new environment, new things. So it basically depends on how she adapts to all this. But she is a little mature. She's level-headed. So I think she'll put up a great show.
Fourth race, you've got Portofino Bay.
Yeah, I think Portofino Bay should take all the beating. She's the only filly in the race who's had the benefit of a run, and she finished an impressive second to New Dimension. All the others are unraced. Unless there's really a classy baby in the race, I think my filly should win.
I've got Majestic Warrior and Desert Fire. Mustaki Malam writes Desert Fire. Desert Fire, written by C.A. Joda. Both have just a small chance. They could upset.
In the fifth race, I have a horse called Multistar. It's a two-way contest. I think Lord and Master is the horse. Luckily, I have a good draw. He's got a bad draw.
Rambler running for the races tomorrow. Tell us how's it looking for Rambler.
Rambler was a bit down in form of late, but now the weather is starting to get better, and a lot of horses have been showing signs of improvement. So I'm hoping he runs well tomorrow. It's a age group for Class 3, and yeah, let's hope he puts his best foot forward.
Okay, and who could be the probable danger for Rambler?
Well, it's a bit of a competitive set, but just to name a few, there's Lord and Master and Sunrise, to name a few. Yeah. Overall, it's a bit competitive.
Fourth runner is Arabian Phoenix, who I think is the best of the lot. And he's worked well. He's a very honest horse. So I think he has a very decent chance.
All right, sir. What about Sunrise?
Well, I have Sunrise and Lord and Master in the 4-year-old and over Class 3. I think the horse there to beat is going to be Rambler. For whatever reason, after his good performance last Mumbai, he's kind of been out of sorts, and I've seen him on the track. He's worked very well, and so have my horses. But I think I have Rambler to beat. Like I said, Lord and Master in same race as Sunrise. I think we have Rambler to beat. He's a good horse, and he had won very well last Mumbai. So I think he's the horse to beat.
So about Zuccarelli, now you're meeting Juliet after the Invitation Cup when you all last ran together. You've been unbeaten since. You are now giving her weight. She's had two starts in Pune where she got beat to Forest Flame both the times. How close do you think it's going to be?
Juliet's very talented filly, there's no doubt about it. And I don't think the Pune track really suited her. It wasn't doing her any favors. I'm sure she'll gallop better in Mumbai. Having said that, Zuccarelli is a very talented horse. He's very honest. He's a lovely horse, and he's going to put up a big fight. So yes, I have to beat Juliet because I'm giving her weight, but I'll be right there.
So let's talk about Northern Lights.
Northern Lights, very genuine, honest horse. He's run a good race last time with my apprentice. He's talented. Mile and a quarter may be a little far for him, but he's going to run a big race because he's getting a lot of weight. He's getting about 6 kilos from Juliet and about 10 kilos from Zuccarelli. So that's a lot of weight to give. And he's really well within himself, so he'll run well.
Talking about Juliet, the last time you met Zuccarelli was in the Invitation at Madras. You hammered him out of sight. After that, you got beat to Forest Flame twice in Pune, while Zuccarelli has been unbeaten after coming to Pune. So your thoughts, and of course, tomorrow's race is a big day.
Well, when it comes to Juliet, Zuccarelli, they're the stars of the game. Uh, they are the stars of the game for the reason that they're champions, you know. So every champion has an off day. Juliet had a setback post invitation, so we had to pull back on her in Bangalore summer. Then she was coming back to racing in Pune, and Pune track is a track that you can't put much work into them, and you have to be very careful about what you make your horses do. But she did put up two good races, I think. She got beat by Forest Flame, and Forest Flame is also not a mean horse. She's a multiple group winner herself. So you win some, you lose some, but we're back here in Bombay, and she's trained on well. She's out of her setback. Everything is sorted out now. So let's see. We meet again. Hope the result stays the same as the Chennai invitation. So fingers crossed.
Then sixth race, I have two horses, my old horses, who's Capriska, Pendes Parma rides, and Truly Pick Monday rides. That is tall order. I think race is going to be it's going to be a contest between Juliet and Zuccarelli.
Seventh race, I have my horse running, Alpine Star, written again by Mustaki Malam. I'm actually fancying him here. I'm be using a slightly different strategy this time. I think he doesn't like to see daylight too early. I'll be riding him off the pace a little this time, hopefully. Being drawn one, it's a little difficult to do it, but we'll still try to do that. And I think he should be right there in the finish.
How's it looking for Fanta for tomorrow's races?
Fanta, she's running in the no whip race. I sure that hope that the boy handles her well. She's a very big mate filly. It depends on how the luck of the race, and I hope she does well.
How's it looking for Balenciaga in the seventh race, Alice?
She's running after a long layoff. She won in Pune. She won her last start in Pune over a 6, just beating Imtiaz's horse Prius. Uh, she hasn't had the benefit of a run, and I think we all have to beat Indian Crown of Imtiaz's. And Asad's got a nice filly who beat me last winter with what's in a name. Yeah. Those are the dangers in the race.
Seventh race, I have a horse called Indian Crown. She's been a little unlucky over a sprint. I'm trying over a 7. Let's hope the boy is able to handle her and do his best.
In the seventh race, you've got Anushka running. How's it going for Anushka?
Anushka has been consistent, but she's been promoted. She runs the Division 1. Hopefully, she should carry on with her form, but I feel it's a tougher set that she's racing in, so fingers crossed.
Aaron and Maserat in the last race. So tell us something. How's it looking for both of them? And who could be your probable dangers to both your runners?
I hope both of them wins.
Yes.
But it's not likely to be. I feel they also have a small chance in the race, and nothing expecting. I'm not expecting much from them.
Okay.
I think everyone has to beat a horse called Nod and Intense Belief. Two horses are there.
And then we've got two of your runners, Spirit Bay and Marcella, in the same race. So tell us something about that.
Spirit Bay, she ran second last time. She was a bit unlucky, lost by a very short margin. But she's keeping well and she's kept up her condition, and I'm hoping that she sheds her maiden tag tomorrow. Okay. Marcella is also in the same race. She's a 7-year-old mare, so she's a consistent horse, and let's hope she runs well too.
And in the last race, you've got Intense Belief running. Tell us, how's it looking?
Yeah, she ran a nice forward race. I've got Trevor riding her again. She should go close. I think the horse to beat there is Spirit Bay of Shazan Shahs. He ran a nice race last time. And Nord of Atias. These are the two dangers.
Last race, I've got a horse called Selamo. Not one of the most genuine horses, but she's a good filly. She's run a good second last time, and she could improve on that. But yet, a lot of question marks because compared to the number of times she has run, her performance has not been that great. But this time, I think she will be in it.